In the 1800s, the Wild West was a lawless land where bands of outlaws roamed free. It was a time of heroes and villains, adventure, and danger. Surprisingly, some photos from this era still exist, offering a unique glimpse into an often romanticized period of American history. Look at some of these amazing photos from the old Wild West and see if they change some of your preconceived notions. Ann Oakley was one of the most famous sharpshooters of the Wild West. Born in rural Ohio in 1860, she first gained notoriety for her shooting skills at a local marksmanship contest. Oakley soon joined Buffalo Bill's Wild West show, where she performed for sold-out crowds across the country and even Europe. In addition to her impressive shooting abilities, Oakley was also known for her sharp wit and fearless spirit. She quickly became one of the most popular attractions in the country, and her legend only grew after she passed in 1926. The Buffalo Bill's Wild West show was one of the most popular attractions of the late 19th century. Founded by William Cody in 1883, the show featured a cast of cowboys, Native Americans, and horses performing tricks and reenactments of famous battles. At a time when the American West was still largely unexplored, the show gave people a glimpse into the lives of its rugged inhabitants. In addition to its entertainment value, the Wild West show also helped to foster a sense of national pride. As one newspaper reported, the success of Buffalo Bill's Wild West show is a tribute to American ingenuity and enterprise. Ann Oatman was born in Illinois in 1837. In 1851, at 14, she was kidnapped by a group of Tokpayas while traveling with her family to California. The Tokpayas traded her to the Mojave people, who she lived with for the next 4 years before being released. She eventually married and had children, but the facial tattoos she received during this time marked her as an outsider for the rest of her life. Yet, despite her difficult early years, Oatman went on to live a long and productive life, serving as an inspiration to others who have faced adversity. Jesse James was an American outlaw who became famous for his string of robberies in the late 1800s. James was born in Missouri in 1847, and he grew up in a region that was split between the Union and Confederate states. His family supported the Confederacy, and James became a bushwhacker, engaging in guerrilla warfare against Union forces. In 1865, James allegedly took part in the slaying of a former slaveholder, and he soon became a target of Union vigilantes. He fled to Texas but eventually returned to Missouri and turned to robbing banks and stagecoaches. James gained notoriety for his bold robberies, becoming one of America's most wanted men. In 1882, he was shot by a fellow outlaw who hoped to collect the hefty reward that had been offered for James' capture. Though he was only active for a few years, Jesse James left a lasting impression on American folklore around the Wild West. Belle Starr was a notorious outlaw in the American West who was known for her sharpshooting and her fiery temper. She rode side saddle and was said to be able to shoot a coin in the air and hit it with another bullet. Born in Missouri in 1848, Belle was raised in a family of staunch Confederates. She became involved with a gang of outlaws led by the notorious Cole Younger. The gang committed a string of robberies and slayings across the Midwest. She evaded the law until 1889. When she was shot in the back by an unknown assailant. Belle Starr remained a controversial figure. Some saw her as a romantic figure, while others saw her as nothing more than a common criminal. Either way, her legacy continues to fascinate people to this day. The town of Ogallala was in the heart of the Wild West and was a haven for cowboys and outlaws. Founded in 1885, the town was named after Chief Ogallala Sioux, known for his kindness and fairness. The town's original layout was designed to resemble a wagon wheel, with the main street serving as the hub. The Wild West was a time of adventure and danger, and no one personified this spirit more than Billy the Kid. Born in New York in 1859, Billy quickly developed a reputation as a troublemaker. He first came to national attention during the Lincoln County War, when he aligned himself with a group of ranchers known as the Regulators. The Regulators engaged in a bloody feud with their rivals, the House faction, leading to dozens of shootings and slayings. When the conflict finally ended, Billy was arrested and sentenced to hang. However, he escaped from jail and went on the run, slaying several more people in the process. In July 1881, he was finally tracked down by Sheriff Pat Garrett and took his life. Nevertheless, Billy the Kid remains one of the most notorious figures of the Wild West, and his legend continues to capture the imaginations of people around the world. James Marshall was an American gold prospector who is best known for his discovery of gold at Sutter's Mill in 1848, which sparked the California Gold Rush. Marshall was born in New Jersey in 1810, and he moved to California in 1845. He initially worked as a carpenter for John Sutter, who owned a large ranch in the Sacramento Valley. In 1848, Marshall was inspecting the construction of a sawmill on the American River when he found some gold flakes in the water. Although he initially tried to keep it a secret, word soon got out, and thousands of people came to California in search of gold. The resulting gold rush had a profound impact on the state's economy and population. Marshall continued to mine for gold until he passed away in 1885. Bass Reeves was a lawman who became a legend in his own time. Born into slavery in Arkansas, he eventually made his way to Oklahoma, where he worked as a U.S. Marshal. During his long career, Reeves arrested more than 3,000 outlaws and earned a reputation as one of the most effective law enforcement officers in the Old West. He was also known for his fairness and even-handedness, earning the respect of both whites and Indians alike. In addition to his law enforcement work, Reeves also served as a judge and jury during his years as a marshal. After retirement, he continued to work for the territorial court as an advisor and investigator. Bass Reeves was a true pioneer of frontier justice, and his legacy continues to inspire those who strive for justice today. The Pony Express was a mail delivery service that operated in the United States from 1860 to 1861. The service was created to deliver mail between Missouri and California in 10 days or less. Pony riders would carry letters and packages on horseback from one station to the next, covering a distance of up to 10 miles. Despite the challenges, the Pony Express was a successful operation, delivering over 35,000 pieces of mail during its brief existence. Today, the Pony Express is remembered as one of the most daring feats of the American frontier.